everybody, and welcome to the live study sessions with the Law Unscripted. I don't know, but remember, for essays, some facts are relevant and some are not.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So you're going to have to figure out which facts are relevant in this case and which we can just discard as red herrings. All right. His wife sat in the front passenger seat and his kids sat in the back next to the windows. The man was the only person wearing a seatbelt, despite the state laws in the first two states that they drove that required seatbelts. Oh, hi, Olive. And there's our doggy friend.
He was just checking in, seeing what was going on.
Maybe he can help. Okay. Paragraph 2. During the first day of the road trip, the family stopped at a gas station. While there, the father pumped gas and the family went into the station to use the restroom and buy some snacks. However, the men's restroom was locked with a sign saying it was closed for repairs. All three family members used the women's restroom. There was water pooling on the floor under the sink in that bathroom. The youngest son slipped on the water while washing his hands and fell on the floor and hit his head. The mother, in an attempt to catch her son from falling, also slipped in the water and hit her head on one of the stall doors. She also broke her hip. You tracking so far?
Yes, I'm taking voracious notes right now.
Okay, good. Here we go, the next part. In an attempt to help his family, the older son ran out of the bathroom to tell the gas attendant to get some help. An off-duty police officer was at the cash register at the time.
Was he?
And she ran into the bathroom to help. The gas station attendant grabbed a wet floor sign and put it in front of the bathroom door. She then went to get some towels. The police officer called the paramedics, but they were in such a remote town that the ambulance was an hour away. The police officer decided to drive the injured family members to the hospital herself. She picked up the child first and brought him to the back of her car. She then lifted the mother and while doing so, twisted her hip a little too far and dislocated it. She strapped the mother in her car and began driving. Neither passenger was belted in. Before the family left, the station attendant...
Wait, can I stop you real quick? I'm so sorry. The officer... Sorry, I really struggle to process things auditorily.
I'm sorry. I know. I'm going to try to figure out how to put this in.
No. It's fine how we're doing it. I just had to ask a question. I lost track of who was who. The police officer has the mom and the younger son in the car, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, perfect. That's all I needed to check. I got lost somewhere.
Yes. And the mother now also has a dislocated hip in addition to a broken hip.
Yes.
Okay. You good? Okay. Who's in the car? Okay. And of course it's a cruiser, right? So before the family had left, the station attendant used some bandages that had been for sale in the station to dress some of their wounds. Unbeknownst to the attendant, the dressings were contaminated with bacteria. Yes, of course they were. While driving to the hospital with the cruiser's emergency lights on, a drunk driver swerved across the median.
I'm over here literally pantomiming the car accident before you say it because I knew. I
worked really hard on this hypo.
I can tell, but I also feel like I knew you. As soon as you said they were leaving the first location, I knew there was going to be another car accident.
There has to be. But I challenge each of you, you and each of you watching, is when you start reading your essay exams and even the practice ones that you're taking, are you seeing similar themes? And I would guess that you are, and you're already thinking, oh, well, there's this rule and there's that rule and here's the party. So here we go. You ready for the next part?
Yes.
Okay. The drunk driver swerved across the median and hit the cruiser head on. The police officer died instantly. The mother was thrown from the car and sustained some broken ribs and a head injury.
Another head injury?
Yes, another.
Okay.
Indeed. The child's legs were crushed.
Yikes.
When the ambulance arrived, they declared the officer dead at the scene and took the family to the hospital. While in the hospital, the mother's leg became infected from the bandages and she developed sepsis. Her leg had to be amputated, but the surgeon amputated the wrong one first, requiring both legs to be amputated.
Get out of here.
Okay, we're almost done. After recovering from her injuries months later, the mother went home, but she is permanently disabled. The child recovered fairly quickly from his injuries, but he suffered ongoing concussion symptoms for a year.